Hey guys, my name is Jasmine and today we're going to be hiding shapes. I'm going to tell you guys what you need first. You need a piece of paper, a drawing pencil, which is also a graphite pencil, an eraser, a Sharpie, crayons, and or colored pencils. So the piece that we're going to be making, we're going to be hiding shapes, but it's basically going to be your own abstraction piece. I've done abstraction before, but abstraction is about kind of making things representational. It doesn't have all the information that you might have in an actual art piece. Like if I were to draw an apple in an abstraction form, it's going to have the most basic information. So an abstracted apple would be basically just like a round red shape. I'm not going to have like the stem, like a leaf, shininess. I'm not going to do all that for an abstracted apple. So what we're going to be making, I'm going to be making personally an abstracted state piece. So I'm going to be doing Oklahoma. And Oklahoma, if you've ever seen pictures on like a map, Oklahoma is kind of like a long piece up top with like a square or a rectangle at the bottom. So that's what I'm going to start out with. I'm going to use my pencil. You can use whatever utensil you have to draw out your shapes. And if you want to do another state, you can do another state. But Oklahoma is fairly simple. You're going to do a long rectangle up top and kind of a square shape down here. So Oklahoma is kind of shaped like this. Of course, it's a little bit different, but this is an abstracted piece. This is the piece that I'm making. Your piece can look a little bit different if you want, or you can do a completely another state, like I said before. I'm going to use my colors here to kind of blend and hide my shape though. And that is going to be the point of my abstracted piece. I'm going to kind of hide the shapes among other shapes and forms and colors. I'm going to erase my lines just a little bit though, so that they're lighter. And then later, if I want to go back over them with a darker color, or even maybe my Sharpie, I have that option. So I can still see my lines. I just made them a little bit lighter so I can work with them. So among my shape here, I'm going to draw some other shapes and deal with other colors, multiple colors. And you can use whatever colors you want, whatever utensils you want. This is all about kind of learning how you can hide things in your paper and how you can blend your colors. And I'm going to start with my orange here. I'm going to just make marks. I don't have a set plan. And I'm just going to make other forms. Other forms is in other shapes. So I have a rectangle, a square, and a circle as three of my forms here. Your form doesn't even have to be like a planned shape. You can do kind of an organic kind of shape, which would be very flowy, something like that. And what I'm going to do with specific forms is color them a little bit differently depending on if my Oklahoma shape is over it or not. So this one doesn't really hit over my Oklahoma shape, but this one does. I have my line right here. That's where my state kind of crosses over into the background. So right here, I'm going to color this side just a little bit darker, so that these two stand out from one another. I'm gonna make another shape in here. I'm gonna color this one darker. Again, like I mentioned before, I don't really have a plan, and I hope that you kind of don't really have a plan either. You could have a plan with like your color schemes and everything, but all of this is kind of just like what you feel like doing in the moment. I do want to switch colors. keep using crayons though. Let's see, I'm gonna use a yellow green here. Coloring in my background area, but I'm staying outside of my state shape. These are all different options of how you can color your own state piece here. This one's going inside of it. I'm gonna do the inside light. And then again, where the background is, I'm gonna color a little bit darker, more saturated. I have this area down here. Notice I'm crossing over my colors. I have my orange there, and I'm coloring over it with this color. They're sort of blending together, which means that they are coming together. Kind of becomes one. And I'll do more blending pieces too, using different colors and different shapes. I'm gonna go up here again. Just like down here, I'm staying outside of my state shape. You can also do this with different line work. Instead of drawing forms, you can just draw different lines, which I might do at the very end for mine because I feel like it's more of a detail kind of thing, so it's kind of a last step thing. Otherwise, I kind of want to get color everywhere. So I have a purple here. I'm gonna color this area right here because I like this form that I made. I want to keep that. So I'm gonna color in this area. And another thing with making your piece, you can turn it all different ways than what you originally have it. So mine, I originally have like this. This is the bottom of my piece. I could turn like this to where this is the bottom of my piece and keep going. I might like it another way. You never really know until you start checking and turning your paper. You might like it upside down better than you like it right side up. I'm gonna blend this one. So I did basically a line, and I'm gonna color a little bit darker in one area. I'm gonna fade it out, and over here in this area is where I'm gonna blend another color. So I still have my form here. One side is gonna be this reddish color, and the next side, maybe blue. I'm going to use my blue colored pencil to blend this in. I'm going to start from my edge. I'm going to color toward my red here. And the closer I get to my red, the lighter I'm going to press down on my pencil here because that makes it easier to blend them together. So it looks like a smooth blend. And it doesn't look like two colors that are just sitting next to each other. It looks like there's like a line between them. Instead, I am blending them together. So they run together in the middle. I'm actually going to do that again with red color. This red might be a little bit different. But I'm going to do that up here. I'm going to still stay inside of my state shape here. I'm gonna do this side blue and this side the red color. Gonna stay inside of my state line here, on top of my rectangle. And I'm coloring a little bit darker, and the closer I get to the middle and the other side, I'm gonna color a little bit lighter and a little bit lighter. And so I can go in with my blue and do the same thing, but coming from the other side and using a colored pencil. So yeah, you can blend with both colored pencils and crayons. You can blend crayons into another crayon color. You can blend your colored pencil into another colored pencil color, or you can do what I'm doing here, and I'm blending my colored pencil into my crayon. And that's what that looks like. They kind of blend together. Now, I'm going to keep using my blue. I'm going to do some smaller forms, some smaller shapes, because I don't have too many of those. Still keeping this pretty abstracted. I don't have any particular things in mind. Other than my state shape, I want to keep that general form around. I color in this empty spot. And grab another colored pencil. Let's see, let's do pink. So I have my pink here. I'm gonna go over here in the corner of my state shape. I'm gonna color the inside pretty dark, pretty saturated. I'm pressing down pretty hard. And then outside of my state shape line, in the background, I'm gonna color a little bit lighter so that they look different. That's that form. Go over my color my corner. And then for a last step, which you don't have to do this, but excuse me, but I want to do this with my piece. I'm going to take my Sharpie here. I'm going to outline some of my shapes that I have here. I'm not going to outline all of them, but if you wanted to outline all of them, you could. And this circle shape will be the last one that I outline. There is my abstracted state piece. Once again, we talked about abstraction, which is an art form that thinks about how things are in the sense of what is the most important thing. So we did Oklahoma, which are basically two different shapes. If I were to abstract an apple, again, for an example, I would take, visually an apple, but to abstract it, I would probably do like a red circle. I wouldn't do the stem, leaves, and all the shininess. I wouldn't put in all that detail. We talked about form, which is another word for shape. So all of these squiggly doodads in our rectangle and square shapes, those are also forms. And we talked about blending, which in terms of color, blended these two colors together. They kind of melt together. We also blended in our state shape into our background. And I hope you guys did just all that. And you guys can make more. You guys can do different shapes, different colors, different states. And I hope you guys do just that. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.